requested forward with louder salawat on Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي لا يبلغ مدحته القائلون ولا يحصي نعماؤه العادون ولا يعدي حقه المجتهدون الذي ليس لصفته حد محدود ولا نعت موجود ولا وقت معدود ولا أجل ممدود فطر الخلائق بقدرته ونشر رياها برحمته ووتد بصخور ميدان أرضه. الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا ومولانا مولى ثقلين جد الحسن والحسين الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرضين بأبي القاسم محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين المكرمين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. ولعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم ومنكري فضائلهم وغاصبي حقوقهم من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه وهو أصدق القائلين وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. اللهم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمصابنا بإمام الحسين عليه الصلاة والسلام. Day of Arba'een Chahilum is the 40 days passed after the Shahadat of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. This is something which is unique for Imam Hussain alayhi salam, that he is the only personality whose Arba'een Chahilum is commemorated. And one philosophy behind commemoration of Arba'een is to tell the world that we have not forgotten Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And also, after Ashura, the government authorities tried to do the propaganda and tell the people that Yazid is innocent. Imam Hussain alayhi salam and his companions and friends and family members were martyred by another person called Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. Well, the khutbahs of Bibi Zainab and Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam in Kufa and Sham removed the veil from the face of falsehood, and in these sermons they told the people that it was done by Yazid with his order. So in Arba'een we do procession, we commemorate the Arba'een of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. to tell the people the truth about what happened to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and also remembering the Asirane Karbala, the captives of Karbala, how they were taken from one place to another place in Kufa and Sham. These commemorations are very important. Before I say something a little bit in more detail about what happened on Arba'een, the first Arba'een of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, I would like to conclude the topic which I started 5 nights ago. And that was the topic of Usule Deen, the roots of religion, from the Holy Quran and from the Ahadith of Ma'asumeen alayhimus salam. And roots of religion is a topic which is related to our beliefs, aqaid. And this is the topic which should be, everyone should know about these roots of religion through proofs, with dalil. And the foremost and the first one among the roots of religion is to believe in oneness of Allah. Then we spoke about the justice of Allah. We spoke about the prophethood. And last night we spoke about imamat, leadership. Why imamat, leadership is important for us. And our dalail, our proofs were from the Holy Quran and from the teachings of the Ma'asumeen alayhimus salam. Today, very briefly, we would like to talk about the 5th root of religion, asal. Root means asal. Usul is the plural. The root of religion, number 5, is Qiyamat, the day of judgment. Before Qayamat, there is another world, I will just name it world or alam, and that is called alam-e barzakh. So barzakh literally means curtain, or something which separate two things, separation. If I put a wall, a curtain which separates two things, that wall, that curtain is called barzakh literally. But technically, it is a separation from this world, separation between this world and the day of judgment. So this is also a curtain, a wall between this world and the final world, the akhirat, the day of judgment, and the Jannah and the Jahannam. When the person dies, he passes away, he expires, he's put in grave. Now from that day, the alam-e barzakh starts. Question: this alam-e barzakh is related to this world or the last world, the akhirat? Is this something which is connected to our world, or this is part of the akhirat, the day of judgment and after day of judgment? This is the question. Answer: alam-e barzakh is related to this world, not with the Qiyamat, not with the akhirat. This is a stage of this world. Next stage of this world is barzakh. Why? How? What is the proof? Well, we have many proofs. I will give you a simple proof which is easy to understand for the children and the youth. We have one famous verse in the Holy Quran, all of you have heard this verse, about shuhada, about the martyrs. Allah the Almighty says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا. Those who are slain in the path of Allah, don't call them dead. Amwat, don't call them mayyat, dead. Bal ahya'un. They are alive. Wa inda rabbihim yurzaqun. Ya inda rabbihim yurzaqun. They are not only alive, they eat food with Allah. They eat rizq with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my question is, well, where are the shuhada? We can't meet them, we can't talk to them, we can't see them. Their place is empty. The place of shuhada is empty. Where is Shaheed Qasim Soleimani? I can't see him. Where are the other shuhada? Where is Shaheed Mutahari? Where is Shaheed Syed Arif Hussain al-Hussaini? They are, Quran says they are alive, but I can't meet them, I can't talk to them. Well, they are alive in barzakh. Quran is referring to the life of barzakh. These shuhada are alive in barzakh, and not only alive, they are eating food with Allah. So this barzakh is part of this world. Again, another thing, we recite Fatiha, Surah Yasin for our marhumin. We give food to the poor people on behalf of our marhumin. Well, our marhumin, they passed away. But this Fatiha, this dua reaches them. It helps them. On the day of judgment, whatever you do, it's not going to reach your marhumin. Why? Because that is the day of hisab. Either this way or that way. Hell or paradise. Whatever you do, it will not reach your... But now when they are in barzakh, it reaches them. Why? Because whatever you do in this world helps them, because barzakh is part of this world. That's why we recite Fatiha and we recite Yasin and we give food to the poor people on behalf of our marhumin. So, barzakh is an important world. We should prepare ourselves for that world. There is punishment in the barzakh. There is rewards in the barzakh. Some people might ask, when the body is decayed, ruh, soul is alive, so how the people will be punished and how it's going to punish when there is no body? Well, ulama has given answer to this. Even in barzakh, the soul is alive and the body which we put in grave finishes after few months, few years. But another body is created by Allah which is called Jismul Mithali, symbolic body. And this ruh is transferred into that. Even some says on the day of judgment, either the same body, the ruh will be put in the same body, or another body similar to this body will be created and ruh will be put and they will be called for hisab on the day of judgment. Well, Badanul Misali, Jismul Misali, symbolic body, is among ulama has given a lot of explanation about that. So, the barzakh is the place where the people will get reward and the people will be punished. There is a hadith from the sixth Imam, Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salatu wa salam. Meaning of the hadith is that Imam says, "Oh my Shias, prepare yourself for barzakh." Why? Because on the barzakh, we will not do shafaat, intercession for you. So we are careful about your barzakh. What will happen to you in barzakh? Do something for your barzakh. Why? Because in barzakh, our sifarish, our intercession, shafa'ah will not be there. Yes, when the amr, the hadith, the words of the hadith, when the amr affair is in our hand, when Allah gives us this power to do shafaat on the day of judgment, then we will do shafaat for you. O Shias, we, the Ahlul Bayt alayhimussalam, Ma'asumeen, will do intercession on behalf of you. we will do shafaat on the day of judgment. But in barzakh, you have to take care of yourself. I heard from one of the alims saying that the wife of Shaheed Murtaza Mutahari saw her husband in dream. Now, Shaheed Murtaza Mutahari, was a very great alim and a thinker, a philosopher, his books. And he was killed by a group of people called Furqan who were deviated, misguided. They shot Shaheed Mutahari on his brain here. And that brain was such a brain that in few years, what books he wrote and how great personality he was. But it is in 1980s, immediately few months after the Islamic Revolution, he was shot on his head here, on his brain. So the wife saw Shaheed Mutahari in dream. She asked Shaheed Mutahari, "Oh Murtaza, what you are doing in barzakh?" He answered, "I am learning tafsir of the Holy Quran from Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam." So barzakh, shuhada are there, they are alive, they are learning, and they are with these great personalities. In the Holy Quran, there are many places about which the barzakh is mentioned. Coming to the second part of today's majlis, and that is Qayamat. After barzakh, a time will come that Allah the Almighty will order Israfil, alayhi salam, the angel, to blow the trumpet. He will blow the trumpet, everyone will die. This is after zuhur of the Holy Imam alayhi salam, after the shahadat of the 12th Imam. Trumpet will be blown, and it is in the Holy Quran. I'm talking from the Holy Quran, verses from the Holy Quran and authentic hadith of Masumeen alayhi salam. Only two beings will be left. One Allah and another Israfil. So Allah the Almighty will tell Israfil, "Oh Israfil, you also die. Die." With the order of Allah, His order is kun fayakun, be and it is. Israfil will also die. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remain in the whole universe. As the universe started, there was only one being, and that was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now everything perished, everything finished except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Riwayat says, Allah will say, "Manil mulkul yawm," whose mulk, whose universe is this today? Who is the Malik? Who is Maliki Yawmiddin? Every day in Salah, every rak'ah of Salah, in Surah Al-Hamd we recite Maliki Yawmiddin. Allah is the one who is Malik, master, owner of the day of judgment. He is the owner, He is Malik. He says, who is Malik today? There will be no one to give answer to His call. And then He Himself says, Lillahil Malikul Kahar. This mulk, the universe, belongs to Allah, who is alone, who is Kahar. Lillahil Malikil Kahar. Lillahil Wahidil Malikil Kahar. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make Israfil, He will give him life again. And He will tell Israfil that blow the trumpet again. He will blow the trumpet again, and everyone will awake, everyone will become alive again for the second time. Now some people say, Maulana, you are speaking something like you have seen that. Well, brothers, there are certain things for which I cannot give you scientific explanation. There are certain things for which I don't have answer from the science. this is beyond my capacity. This is beyond the capacity of human being to give answer to some questions. For this, the source is the Holy Quran. For this, the source is the ahadith of the Masumeen alayhimus salam. If you open the Holy Quran, 1/4 of the Holy Quran is about Qiyamat. There are more than 6,000 verses in the Holy Quran. 1,300, more than 1,300 verses is about the Qayamat. So 1/4 of the Holy Quran is about Qayamat. I'm talking to you from the verses of the Quran and ahadith of the Masumeen alayhimus salam. And in the Holy Quran there are 70 names for Qayamat. One event called Qayamat, 70 names for Qayamat. Each name describes what will happen on the Day of Judgment. Each and every name explains us about the Day of Judgment. One name of this day is Qayamat. So Qayamat is from Qiyam. Qiyam means to stand. Why is this day called Qayamat? Because everyone will be standing. There will be no place for sitting. On the Day of Judgment, on the Day of Qiyamah, no seats, no kursi, no carpet. Everyone will be standing on their feet. We believe that the resurrection of the soul and body will be together. Not only spiritual resurrection, no, spiritual and bodily both. This was very difficult for the people to understand how body and spirit both can be resurrected. So at the time of the Holy Prophet, they would come and ask, O Prophet of Allah, if they believe that he is a prophet. If not, O Muhammad, how Allah is going to resurrect these bodies, these bones, when they will be rotten? So they will say, Quran has, Surah Yasin has a beautiful lines, verses. Surah Yasin, Kul man yuhyil izama wa hiya ramim. Who is going to resurrect these bones when they will be perished, they will be rotten, and they will bring some old bones and make it powder and blow it in front of the Holy Prophet? How Allah is going to resurrect this ashes, the ashes of the bone? Answer. Kala man yuhyil izam. They ask you, who will give life to these bones? Kul, tell them, yuhyiha allazi ansha'aha awwala marra wa huwa bi kulli khalqin alim. These bones will be made alive by the one who gave them life when there was nothing. The time when these bones were not there, Allah gave them life, Allah made them. So now when once they are made and then they are rotten, it is easy for Allah to give them the second life. First life was difficult, given by Allah. Now giving second life is easier. In this way, the Holy Prophet gave them answer that Allah is all powerful. He can do whatever he can. This is in His power. This is not beyond His power. Even today some people say they don't believe in Akhirat, saying, no, this is not possible, that a person will be made alive. Well, we believe that it will happen. Why? Because Allah is just. Justice of Allah demands that whatever the people have done, they should have, either they should be rewarded or they should be punished. Quran, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَى. Whatever you do, small size of good thing, you will see reward. Whatever you do bad, very bad, still you will be punished for that. Now, this is the Day of Judgment. A person went through NDE, the near-death experience. That is, his soul came out of his body for a few minutes, but it was not yet written for him that he should die. So again the soul was put back into his body. This is called near-death experience. But in these 3 minutes, he saw many things. He saw barzakh. And one thing which he saw, when he came alive, he says that I saw everything in barzakh, what it happened. He says, I was given reward for a small act which I did once in my life when I was youth. And what was that act? He said, I had a jerry can of water that was very heavy. I was not able to carry that water from one place to another. I thought I will empty some of the water from this can so that it becomes light and it is easy for me to carry it. So what I did, instead of throwing water on the earth, I saw there was a tree which was dry. I poured some water from the can around the tree, the dry tree. And then the weight of the water became less and I carried it easily. He says, in barzakh, I was told that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give you reward for this small act which you did. What we do, we have extra water, we just pour it, we throw it in the sink outside. No. What he did was, he threw that small amount of water and gave it to a tree for which he saw the reward. Then he says that I saw in the book of deeds which I had in barzakh, I saw that it was written on one page that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven 5 years of my sin. And the reason was also written. The reason was that once you went to Karbala for ziyarat of Imam Hussain alayhi salam in a caravan. In that caravan, there was an old person, a handicapped person who was not able to go to Haram. So the leader of the caravan told him, "Oh youth, I am giving you one extra responsibility. And that is, you will take care of this person who is not feeling well. So this is your responsibility to take him from hotel to the Haram and let him do the ziyarah and then bring him back." He says, at the first, I thought, why I should do some extra thing? I came here to do my ziyarah. I want to recite more and more salah. I want to do the more ziyarah. I want to spend more time in Haram. But the leader of caravan says, no, this is also your responsibility. Please accept this responsibility. And he says, okay, I accept this responsibility. On the last day of the ziyarah, when the caravan has to leave back to home, he says, I took this old man for the ziyarah, and when the ziyarah was finished, we were just leaving the haram of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. He stood in front of the golden dome of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and he did dua for me. And he said, "Oh Allah, give this youth your best rewards for what he did to me in these days." And in the book of deed it was written that because you served that old man and you took him for the ziyarat of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, because of your this action, with the sifarish of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, 5 years of sins are forgiven for you. فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. Same surah, Surah Az-Zalzala, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَوْمَئِذٍ يَصْدُرُ النَّاسُ أَشْتَاتًا لِيُرَوْا أَعْمَالَهُمْ. The day on which the people will rise from their graves, لِيُرَوْا. Yara means to see. أَعْمَالَهُمْ. So on the day of judgment, everyone will see his amal. How? Whatever you do, it will be shown to you in different ways. There will be shahid. The body parts will be shahid. Holy Prophet will be shahid. Gawah, witness. Your own body parts will be witnesses of what you did. The two angels, one sitting on the right shoulder, another on the left, Kiramul Katibin. They will be the witnesses of what you did. So you cannot escape. You cannot say, no, I did not this. And it was not me. No, this is not going to happen. Allah is just. Everything will be with justice. On that day, there will be no place for the people to stand. From the commander of faithful, it is related, and he reports that if a person finds a place where he can just put his feet, that is a great blessing for him. And in the tradition from the sixth Imam, the people will be like arrows. Arrow, what is arrow? Arrow is straight and thin. There will be so many people that you cannot move here and there. You will be like arrow. You cannot go towards left, you cannot go towards right. You will be standing straight. There will be no food, there will be no drink. Yes, there will be one place where water will be available, but that will be for few people. Not for everyone, for those who are mu'mineen. And what is that? This is called Hawz-e Kawthar, the fountain of Kawthar. It will be under the supervision of the Holy Prophet, and the person who will be giving water to the people will be Amirul Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. That's why he is called Saki-e Kawthar. Saki means one who gives water, and that is Amirul Mu'mineen. Standing there, and some people will be given that water. Everyone will say, Nafsi, Nafsi, what will happen to me? What will happen to me? The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, will be seen saying, Ummati, 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 my ummah, my ummah. What will happen to my ummah? I'm here to do shafaat for my ummah. The good among the ummah of the Holy Prophet. Well, that will be a very hard day. Quran has mentioned in different ways the hardships of this day. I concluded because today is the day of Arba'een, although I can speak a lot about what will happen from the Holy Quran and from the Masumeen, Riwayat of Masumeen alayhi salam. But before I end the topic of Usule, Deen and Qayamat, let me very quickly tell you that everyone on the Day of Judgment has to pass from few stages. Like giving the accountability. Everyone is accountable for what he did. Also, witnesses, Allah will be the witness. The Malaika are the witness. And then the A'za wal Jawarih are the witness. Everyone will testify against you. And what you do, when you do something good, also there will be testification of what you did good. That is also there. Not only negative things, whatever you did, good things, that also you will see on the Day of Judgment. Then there will be scales, mawazeen. This is from the Quran. Well, the scale might not be the scale which we know, which has two parts. You put weight in one scale, and then the commodity in the other, and then you weigh it. That is not necessary. But according to some of the ahadith, some personalities, their a'mal will be the scale. And in one of the hadiths, Amirul Mu'min says, Ana mizanul a'mal. I am the scale of your deeds. So our a'mal will be tally and will be looked with the amal of Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Our amal koja, amal Amirul Mu'mineen koja, but the scale is Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam. The scale is the Holy Prophet. The other Prophet, they are the scale. And our amal will be looked towards what we are doing and what was the real amal of these great personalities. And then comes Sirat, the bridge. And their bridge is made, under the bridge is Jahannam, hell. People will be told to cross this bridge. But this bridge needs a permission, needs a passport. Without permission, no one will be able to cross the bridge. Riwayat says the permission, the passport is issued by Amirul Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. To whom the commander of faith will issue the passport? To those who are real Shias, not Mukassir, not Ghali. And those without passport, they will try to walk, they will go few steps and then they will fall down in the place which is written for them in Jahannam. They will go straight from the bridge to the hell. For some, this bridge will be very wide, open. They will run few minutes, they will cross the bridge. On one side of the bridge, the Holy Prophet will be standing. Now these are all riwayat. On the other side of the bridge, Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam will stand. He will be standing. The people will be crossing. These two personalities will point towards the person crossing. If he is from Ahlul Bihish, they will tell Bihish, Haza lak. If that person is Jahannami, they will point towards hell. Wahaza lak. This is for you. This is for. And those who are Mu'min, Haza li, they are from us. They are for us. They are our real followers. Followers of the Holy Prophet and the Holy Imam. They are from, let them pass. And when they passes the bridge, they enter into paradise. Quran says, وَقِفُوهُمْ أَنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ. Some people will be stopped. Now Riwayat says they will be stopped on the bridge of Sirat. Why? Well, stop here. We have to ask you some questions. They might think, what other questions are remaining? Everything is finished. No. There is some more important questions left. You have to answer these questions. Ma'soom Imam alayhi salam says, وَقِفُوهُمْ أَنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ. They will be stopped and they will be asked question. That question will be about our mawaddat, muhabbat and love of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. We gave you the ni'mat, the blessing of the love of Ahlul Bayt. What you did with this ni'mah, with this blessing, how you used this blessing. If they gave the answer correctly that we used it in a very good way, we used to cry for Ahlul Bayt, we used to gather in majlis for Ahlul Bayt. We love Ahlul Bayt because on Saturday when it was Arba'een day, we left everything. We wore black clothes and we came to the majlis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. We love Ahlul Bayt. We are the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. And then they will be able to pass and go to paradise. Love of Ahlul Bayt is the biggest blessing which we have. Allah has given us this blessing. And we have to use this blessing in a nice way. And one of this way is to remember them, always remember them, like we are doing today on the day of Arba'een. Some people in millions are gathered there and they are visiting the haram and the shrine of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. They are very lucky people. Because the riwayat says that from Masoom, if you visit me, I will visit you. If we visit Imam Hussain alayhi salam, for sure Imam Hussain alayhi salam is going to visit us in grave, in barzakh, on the day of judgment, in paradise. There is a very high reward for visitation of ziyarah. And from alamatul mu'min khamsun. As-salatu ihda wal khamseen wa ta'afiru bil jabeen wa takhattamu bil yameen wa jahru bi bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَزِيَارَةُ الْأَرْبَعِينَ. This is from among the signs of a woman that he does ziyarat of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Maybe inshallah Allah give us tawfiq, me and you to go next year for doing ziyarat of Imam Hussain alayhi salam inshallah. Aizani Girami, अयाम अरबईन हैं। कूफा और शाम के हालात के बाद जब असीरान अहलुल बैत को ज़िंदान शाम में काफ़ी दिनों तक रखा गया, इख्तिलाफ है कितने अरसे तक रखा गया। देयर इज़ डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन among historians how many days they were in the prison of Sham. बस एक दिन यजीद ने कहा कि तुम लोग आज़ाद हो, तुम लोग जा सकते हो, you are free now. If you want to go back to Medina, you can go back. And if you want to go to somewhere else, you are also free to go. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam says, well, before we go and before you make us free, we have certain conditions. One of the conditions is that we have not cried for our loved ones. Give us some place so that we can cry and we can do matam and majlis for our shuhada. Yazid says, okay, I will do this for you. The second condition is that send someone who is a good person to take this caravan to Medina. He says, yes, I will appoint Bashir. He's a good person. He will take the caravan to Medina. And the third condition is that whatever you have looted from us, give it back to us. Yazid said, this is very difficult for me. Whatever I have looted from you to give it, I will try. But this is not in my power. But you don't worry, I will give you more than what it is looted from you. मैं तुम्हें ज़्यादा दे दूंगा जो तुमसे लूटा गया है। ये सुनकर इमाम ज़ैनुल आबिदीन अलैहिस्सलाम ने जिगर को ताम कर कहा, सुनकर जिगर को ताम के और रोते हुए आबिद ने कहा, बाबा के सर का क्या दोगे, ज़ैनब की चादर का क्या दोगे? Oh Yazid, what are you talking about? You say you will give us more? How you are going to compensate the head of my father Hussein alayhi salam? How you are going to give more from the chadar of Hazrat Zainab salamullah alayha? Well, Yazid gave order that there should be matam, and the place was made empty from them. They did matam and majlis for 3 days. When the majlis and matam was finished, Yazid ordered that whatever was looted, bring back to them. At that time, all the people, all the Asirani Karbala are sitting, and the cradle of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam was brought. After that, 2 small earrings were brought and said, this was looted from Sakina. These are the earrings of Sakina. मेरा दिल कहता है कि बीबी उम्मे रबाब ने कहा होगा कि अब इन गोशवारे को लेकर मैं क्या करूंगी, अब इन गोशवारों को लेने का क्या फ़ायदा जब सकीना न रही. अजरुकुम अल्लाह, alam of Hazrat Abbas was brought, and then at the end the sacred head of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam was brought. Everyone sitting there stood from their place. सब ताज़ीम के लिए खड़े हो गए. अबू अब्दुल्ला हुसैन का, मजलूम हुसैन का सर लाया गया, मगर उसके बाद 2 नन्हे मुन्ने सर लाए गए, एक तरफ रख दिए गए. उनको लेने वाला कोई नहीं था, उन पे रोने वाला कोई नहीं था. जालिम कहता है, अरे इन बच्चों की माँ मर गई क्या? अजरुकुम अल्लाह, क्या इनकी माँ मर गई है? बीबी ज़ैनब उठ खड़ी हुई, फरमाती है, नहीं, मैं इनकी माँ हूँ, ये मेरे बेटे औन और मोहम्मद हैं. आप औन और मोहम्मद के सर क्यों नहीं लेते? जवाब दिया, मैंने इनको हुसैन अजरुकुम अल्लाह. बीबी ज़ैनब फरमाती है, मैंने अपने बेटों औन और मोहम्मद को हुसैन पर सदका कर दिया है, ये हुसैन का सदका है. अजरुकुम अल्लाह. A caravan was made. Bashir was told to take the captives to Medina or wherever they want. When the caravan was going and it was ready to go, at that time Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam once came again into the prison and threw himself on the grave of Bibi Sakina salamullah alayha, saying, oh my sister Sakina, we are going to Medina, our homeland, but you are not going with us. O Sakina, you love to go back to Medina, but you are just living here. You are just staying here in this prison in Kharaba. Ajrukum Allah. Bashir was told to take, Imam Zainul Abidin tell them that take us to Karbala first. We want to do the ziyarat of our shuhada, and then we will go back to Medina. Bashir took them to Karbala. When they reached Karbala, they saw Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari with his student Atiya is already there. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, when he saw Jabir, he went forward to him. अज़ीज़ान गिरामी, लोगों को पुरसा दिया जाता है, उनकी तरफ आया जाता है. इमाम ज़ैनुल आबिदीन ने पुरसा लेने के लिए खुद हज़रत जाबिर के पास गए. O Jabir, O companion of my holy prophet, let me tell you what happened to us. What happened to Imam Hussain alayhi salam? What happened to Shuhada Karbala? बस इमाम ज़ैनुल आबिदीन अलैहि सलाम ने मजलिस पढ़ी. जाबिर, ये वो जगह है जहाँ हमारे जवानों को कत्ल किया गया. जाबिर, ये वो जगह है जहाँ अबा अब्दुल्लाह हुसैन गिरे थे. जाबिर, वो फरात के उस किनारे अब्बास गिरे थे, अब्बास के बाजू कलम हुए थे. अजरुकुम अल्लाह. Bibi Zainab came near the grave of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Now Sayyida Zainab is talking with her brother Hussain. Now what she is saying? Bibi Zainab क्या फरमाती हैं? कहती हैं भैया हुसैन, ज़ैनब आई है, मगर ये मत पूछो कि कैसे आई है. भैया हुसैन, बस इतना सुन लो कि ज़ैनब जिंदा आई है. ज़ैनब जिंदा है, मेरे भाई हुसैन, ज़ैनब जिंदा है. उसके बाद फरमाती हैं भैया हुसैन, आपकी निशानी आपकी बेटी सकीना को शाम के ज़ंदान में छोड़ कर आई हूँ. मैं आपकी निशानी को न ला सकी. भैया हुसैन, मुझे माफ़ कर दो. अजरुकुम अल्लाह. They stayed there for 3 days in Karbala, and they did matam and majlis. And then Bashir took them to Medina. When he entered into Medina, he announced, "O people of Medina, come out. The caravan of Karbala has arrived. Karbala wale aaye hain. काफिला करबला आया है. ए मदीना वालों, बाहर आके इस्तिकबाल करो." He says, I saw a woman who was clad in burqa, and there was a young child with him. 10 or 11 years old child was with her. And she came forward and asked me, "Oh Bashir, is this the caravan from Karbala?" He asked someone, "Who is this lady?" Bashir was told, "This is al-Baneen, mother of Abbas al-Amdar alayhi salam." "And who is this son?" The son come forward and said, "Oh Bashir, tell me, my father is in this caravan." Bashir says, "Oh son, who are you and who is your father?" He said, "Ana Fazal ibn Abbas. I am Fazal, my father is Abbas." "Is Abbas here in this caravan?" Bashir says, No Fazal, your father died, your father passed away. He was martyred near the Furat. He is not in this caravan." When that lady heard that Abbas al-Amdar alayhi salam is not here, he said, "Bashir, tell me, I heard that the chadar of Sayyida Zainab and the chadar of other ladies were looted from them. Is this true?" Bashir said, "Yes, this is true." He said, "I will not forgive Abbas. Why Abbas was there and the chadar of the Sayyid Zadia was looted from their head?" Bashir says, "I told her, oh Bibi, yes, it happened, but it happened after the arms of Abbas al-Abdar were not more. They were chopped from the body of Abbas al-Abdar." बीबी, आप गिला मत करना. अब्बास के बाजू कलम हो चुके थे, तब जाके सैयदजादियों के सरों से चादरें छीनी गई. अजरुकुम अल्लाह. अयाम यौम अरबईन है, गिरिया का वक्त है. आखिरी रिवायत सुने और इल्तिमा से दुआ. बस बीबियां और असीरान करबला हरम हजरत रसूल खुदा पर पहुंचे. 8 महीने के बाद वापसी हुई थी. जब जा रहे थे तो नौजवान थे, बच्चे थे. अब चंद बच्चे रह गए हैं. जवानों में सिर्फ एक इमाम ज़ैनुल आबिदीन अलैहिस्सलाम है. बाकी सारी मस्तूरात और ख़वातीन हैं। बस बीबी ज़ैनब नाना को सलाम करती हैं, अस्सलामु अलैका या रसूल अल्लाह, ए नाना आप पर मेरा सलाम हो। नाना हम सब कुछ लुटा कर आए हैं। नाना मैं आपके लिए हुसैन की निशानी लेकर आई हूँ। ये कहना था, बीबी ज़ैनब ने इमाम हुसैन का वो कुर्ता जो जगह जगह से फट गया था, खून आलूद कुर्ता, कब्र रसूल पे रख दिया। रावी कहता है कब्र रसूल को जलजला आ गया, कब्र रसूल हिलने लगी। बीबी ज़ैनब फरमाती है, नाना अभी तो मैंने आपको मसाइब नहीं सुनाए, नाना अभी तो मैंने आपको अपने बाजुओं के जख्म नहीं दिखाए। अगर यहां ना महरम ना होते मैं अपना आपको अपने बाजुओं के जख्म दिखाती। अजरुकुम अल्लाह। आखिरी रिवायत सुने, बीबी ज़ैनब अपने घर जाती हैं। अब्दुल्ला ने जब बीबी ज़ैनब को देखा तो अपनी बीवी को नहीं पहचाना। चंद महीनों में बीबी ज़ैनब के सर के बाल सफ़ेद हो गए थे, कमर झुक गई थी। बस बीबी अपने घर के अंदर गई, वो एक छोटा कमरा देखा जहां ओनो मोहम्मद रहा करते थे। वो छोटे छोटे जानेमाज जहां ओनो मोहम्मद नमाज पढ़ा करते थे। बस एक मर्तबा बीवी को आखिर माँ थी, बच्चों की याद आई। बीवी ने ओनो मोहम्मद पर खूब गिरिया किया, ओनो मोहम्मद का खूब पुरसा लिया। व आखिर दावाना अनिल हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन व सयालमुल लज़ीना ज़लमू आला मुहम्मद अय्यमुन कलिबिन यनकलिबून ला हौला वला कुव्वता इल्ला बिल्लाहिल अलिय्यिल अज़ीम। आइए मिल के 5 मरतबा अम्मा युजीब की तिलावत करें। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। अम्मा युजीबुल मुस्तर्रा इज़ा दआहु व यक्शिफुस सू, 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 अम्मा युजीबुल मुस्तर्रा इज़ा दआहु व यक्शिफुस सू। बारिलाह इन आयात करीमा का वास्ता जो मरीज़ हैं, बीमार हैं, उनको सेहत शिफा कामिल अता फरमा। O Allah, all those who are ill, those who are suffering from different problems and suffering from ailment, O Allah, give them quick recovery. बारिलाह जो ज़ायरीन हैं इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम के, उनकी हिफाजत फरमा। Wherever मोमिनीन and मोमिनात, मुस्लिमीन and मुस्लिमात, and the followers and the lovers of Ahlul Bayt and Musallam live, protect them from all kind of evils and problems. बारिलाह हमारे दरमियान जो जिस किस्म की हाजत रखता है, हमारी हाजात पूरी फरमा। बारिलाह हम सब हाजात रखते हैं। आज इस 40 के दिन फ़ज़ाइल और मसाइब सुनने के बाद बारिलाह हम दुआ करते हैं हमारी हाजात को पूरा फरमा। बारिलाह हमारे गुनाहों को माफ़ फरमा, हमारे मरहुमीन के गुनाहों को माफ़ फरमा। शावर योर मर्सी on our मरहुमीन। Make the Imam of our time, Imam al-Hujjah alayhi salam, happy from us. O Allah, send him as soon as possible. Count us among his followers and friends. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen wa anta sami'ul alim bihaqi Muhammadin wa alihi tayyibin tahirin wa ila al-arwahil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat wa man mata ala al-imani wal huda. Rahimallahu man qara'a suratul mubarakatul Fatiha ma'as salawat. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد